Tax Credit 2023. Welcome back, everyone. So happy to have you back for another update. In today's video, we are going to go over the child tax credit amounts for 2023. Will the child tax credit be extended? Well, make sure you're watching till the very end for that and much, much more. Let's go ahead and begin with what is the child tax credit. The child tax credit, commonly referred to as the CTC, is a tax credit available to taxpayers with dependent children under the age of 17. Now, in order to claim the child tax credit on your 2022 taxes, you do have to prove to the IRS that you and your child meet specific criteria. Now, let's recap the numbers from the American Rescue Plan. They were increased in 2021. At that time, $3,600 was the amount for children ages 5 and under, and $3,000 for children 6 through 17 at the end of 2021. Now, the income standard at that time was also lowered. It was $150,000 for married filing joint return, $112,500 for head of household, and $75,000 if you was a single filer. Those numbers have reverted back to the old numbers for the 2023 tax season. When you file your 2022 taxes, children under the age of 17 may be eligible for the child tax credit, and it is $2,000 per qualifying dependent, and $1,500 of that credit may be refundable. All right, so now the numbers have decreased back down to $2,000 per qualifying dependent for the 2022 taxes. A refundable tax credit allows you, the taxpayer, to lower your tax liability to zero and still receive a refund. And that $2,000 does bring a refundable credit of $1,500. Also, the adjusted gross income has increased back to the old amounts, so $400,000 or below for married filing jointly, and $2,000 or below for all other filers. Now, how to claim the credit? You can claim the child tax credit on your 2022 taxes Form 1040 or 1040 SR. You also need to fill out Schedule 8812. This schedule will help you to figure your child tax credit amount and if you are eligible. You can also go to the IRS.gov website, type in the search child tax credit, and you can answer a questionnaire to see if you meet the eligibility requirements to claim the child tax credit. Now, the current child tax credit has major flaws. Millions of children are prevented from receiving the full credit because their families' income are too low, and that is the problem with the child tax credit being reverted back to the old amounts. The lower income families are eligible, but they are eligible to receive a lesser amount compared to those who have a higher income. In fact, families with higher incomes, including married couples with incomes of up to $400,000, get the full credit for each child, while those with the lowest incomes usually get partial or completely shut out because their incomes are not up to standard. For example, look at this chart right here. Child tax credit for a family with 2 children under the 2022 amounts. Single parent earning $15,000 would be eligible for $1,875. While a single parent earning $150,000 would be eligible for $4,000. So with the old limits, The higher your income, the more you're eligible for. The lower your income, the less of the credit you're eligible for, which is backwards. It should be the other way around. Making the full 2,000 credit available to those with the lower income would help reduce the poverty level. Without an expansion of the child tax credit, the child poverty is likely to increase again, which would be unfortunate, back to the pre-pandemic levels, pushing millions of children back into poverty. And we do not want that. With inflation and prices on the rise, more than ever, parents need this child tax credit to be increased and to be expanded or extended. Now, to make the greatest impact on the child poverty, any future expansion should prioritize expanding the credit to children in families with low incomes. The poverty level will continue to increase, and putting the lower income families who need it the most at risk, and we do not want that. So in terms of the future, we did have civil rights organizations. They wrote a letter urging Congress to pass the expanded child tax credit. So they are still working on trying to extend this child tax credit for the 2022 year, as well as moving into the 2023 year. So hopefully they will continue to push for an extension of this credit. Republicans, however, right now have taken control of the House, and the Democrats have control of the Senate. So now we are going to have issues with that, with the Congress being divided. It is going to create problems in terms of extending the child tax credit, but there are those who are for extending it, so hopefully it will be extended. There is still hope for the child tax credit to be extended. Congress is due back, it states here, according to this calendar, both the House and Senate is due back on November 29th. Hopefully negotiations will be continue, and there will be a compromise to extend this child tax credit further. All right, let us know in the comments how you are feeling. How did it affect you? What your thoughts on about them extending it further. All right, make sure to share your comments with us, and don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and come back for all of the information that matters to you most, because I am doing the research